Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video I'll be showing you how to make a full lining pencil skirt with an Ankara fabric. So I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into two right side facing each other, as you can see. So this is the rough side of our fabric, and I've gone ahead to really line there. So I'll be taking my measurements from that line. So from that line, which is our waistline, I'll be placing my hip measurement, which is 8 inches in my own case. So you just measure your waist to your upper hip, and whatever you get would be your hip line. So I've gone ahead to rule that, and from that waistline as well, I would measure the length of my skirt. And for this particular video, I'll be making use of the whole Ankara fabric as the length of my skirt. So now this is my hip line, and if you are wondering how I folded this Ankara fabric, I used the highest my highest measurement, which is my hip measurement, to cut out this fabric, and I added extra inches. So on my waistline, I will be putting my waist measurement, and I'll be adding 2-inch seam allowance, one for the dart and 1 inch for stitching allowance. And my hip line, I'll also divide my hip measurement by 4, and I'll also add 1-inch seam allowance. I'll not be adding a dart allowance to my hip line because my dart will not get to my hip. So after doing that, I'll just go ahead and connect my waist down to my hip using a curve roll. If you do not have a curve roll, you can do this with your hand. And this is what it looks like. So I'll coming down to the length of my skirt, I will minus 1 inch for my hip measurement. This depends on what you want, guys. You can minus 2 inches, 3 inches, but anything you're minusing, make sure it is from your hip measurements. So I'll just minus 1 inches. That's how I want my own to be. So my hip measurement initially is 10 inches. So as you can see, I went ahead to place 9 inches. So I'll go ahead now and connect the dots from my hip down to the length of my skirt. Time of stopping by, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like, share, and on your notification bell to get notified when I upload a new video. So this is what our skirt looks like. I hope you can see it. So next thing I'll do now is to just go ahead and cut this out. And this is our skirt. I also go ahead and cut out, trim the top parts as well. And this is for the front piece. So for the back piece, I have also gone ahead to fold it into two, as you can see, and I'll bring back my front piece and place it on the back piece. So just make sure you arrange it well, because you can see that I'm cutting this on my fabric, so you have to be careful so you won't make any mistake. So I've gone ahead to place it. Now the next thing I'll be doing is for the back piece, I want to use a zipper allowance, and I want my zipper allowance to be 2 inches because that's what I use for my blouse. That is for the top part of this dress. So I'll just go ahead and mark that 2 inches like this, all through from the waist down to the length of my skirt. And after doing that, I'll just place my front piece on the 2 inches mark like this. So you can see how it is. So after placing it well, you just go ahead and trim off exactly what you have on your front piece. So guys, this is what I have, and I'll just remove the front piece and I'll divide the back piece into two. And so these are lining piece, guys. So you can see that the lining piece, the folded edge of my fabric is facing the folded edge of my lining piece as well. That's for the front piece, and I'll just arrange it well. After arranging it, guys, I'll go ahead and minus half inch from my lining piece. I'll advise you use 1 inches, guys. I used half inch because I was kind of managing my fabric. So you just minus 1 inch from your lining piece. So your lining piece is supposed to be shorter than your fabric. I don't know if you understand, but that is how it's supposed to be, because this is a full lining pencil skirt. After that, you just go ahead and cut it out. So this is what I was saying. You can see my own is half inch, so make yours 1 inches, guys. So you cut it out like this, and that is that for the front, and we'll go ahead and do the same thing for the back piece as well. So this is how it looks like. This is our front piece, and I'll just go ahead and open it up like this. So just arrange it well, right side facing each other, and after arranging it like this, I'll just run a stitch using half an inch. I'll run a stitch at the bottom of our skirt. So you can see you just align it well with your lining and do that and stitch it there. This is the back piece, this is the lining. I'll also go ahead and repeat the same thing that I did on my front piece. I'll just align it well and I'll stitch it at the bottom part like so, right side facing each other, and I'll stitch it like this. So this is what it looks like. This is it. I've gone ahead to stitch it. Let me turn the, I guess you are seeing it clearly from the lining side. So this is how it is. So this is what we have. So what I'll do now is to fold in my fabric like this towards the lining side. So you just fold it like so towards the lining. Just watch what I'm doing, guys. So just fold it in like this and run a stitch on both sides. The only place you will not stitch is the waist, that is the upper part of your skirt. You just sew it like this, hold it like this, or fold it like this, and then you stitch it on the side, both side. So I'll just quickly do that and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So you stitch it down, you do the same thing for the other side as well. So for the back, I'll also do the same thing. You just fold it the way I did for the front. You just fold it in like so, and then you stitch it on both sides as well. You just leave that part opened. Do not stitch the waistline. And guys, this is what it looks like. You can see what I meant. So you can see how it looks like, and you can see I have gone ahead to stitch both sides, and I did the same thing for the front piece as well. This is what it looks like. So I've stitched it, and this is the bottom part. So what I'll do now is to just open it up just to show you what it looks like. So you can see what we have, guys. You can see what we have. So you just go ahead and give this a good press. When I say a good press, I mean you iron it flat. Iron it flat. So this is the back piece. I did the same thing for both pieces. This is one side of the back piece, and I'll just go ahead and iron this flat. And this is what we have. You can see how smooth it is after I was done ironing it. You can see, and this is the front piece. You can see what it looks like. So what I'll do now is to place my back piece together like this, right side facing right side. And as you can see, I have already marked out my zipper allowance. That is a 2-inch I took earlier, and I'll just go to my sewing machine, and I will stitch a loose stitch the waist down to the zipper where you want your zipper to stop, and from there you measure your slit and you make that a tight stitch. So for this waist, I'm just taking my darts here. So from that zipper, these 2 inches here, you measure your nipple to nipple, in my own case 3.5, and you mark it, and you take half inches on both sides. The half inches, you'll be taking it at the top, guys. I'm sorry, I did not know this was not showing clearly, but if you notice, the half inches was at the top, so you just stitch it down. I took 5 inches for the length actually for this dart, so you do that also. I hope you understand, guys. Please, if you don't understand, just leave a comment in the comment section. So for this front piece also, I'll repeat the same thing. I'll take my dart from that folded part. You will just measure your nipple to nipple measurement. Then I took 4 inches for the dart length, and you take 5.5 inches, sorry, from both sides as well, and stitch it down. You do that for the two sides as well. So this is what it looks like. You can see our darts showing better in lining. So you can see our darts, how it looks like. So I'll just go ahead and fold my fabric into two like this. So just go ahead and fold your fabric like this, and I will measure my waist. I'll divide my waist by 4, as you see me doing like this, and I'll just place my tape like so at my waist, and I'll mark it there. And for the hip, remember we took 8 inches, so I'll just make a dot there, and I'll fold my hip measurement also by 4, and I'll just place my tape, and I'll also mark it there as well. Then I'll draw my line. So I'll just draw the line as you see me doing. Please, you can use your ruler, don't mind me. So for the down part of our skirt, I will repeat the same thing. No, remember I minus 1 inch from my hip line, so I'll just measure what I have, and I'll also go ahead and place it there. This down part is not necessary. You can just curve it the way you want. So this is what we have, and I'll open it up like this, and I'll bring my back piece. So you can see that I've stitched my back piece together. You can see that I have stitched it, and I have also stitched the darts as well. So please, you stitch your dart before placing your body measurements, guys. Stitch your dart first. So you see now, just go ahead and I'll stitch on that line on both sides. I'll repeat the same thing for the other side as well. So our skirt is almost ready, guys. So guys, this is our skirt. You can see how beautiful this is. Oh my gosh, look at how pretty it is. You can see how smooth it is. So for the sleeves, I just measured 22 inches from my waist down. 22 inches from my waist down. I'll go ahead and trim off all this excess thread, so don't not mind those thread. So you can see that I did not hem the top part of this skirt. If you notice, that's because I'll be attaching it to a blouse, guys. So I'll be attaching that to a blouse. So guys, see how pretty our skirt is. Please do not forget to like this video. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to share, subscribe, turn on your notification bell to get notified. So this is the inside of our skirt. You can see how beautiful it is and how neat it is, guys. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you have any suggestion, questions, please leave it in the comment section. And bye, and thanks for watching. Bye.